Hurricane Florence is set to make landfall at any second. The storm battering the Carolina coast. As you wake up this morning, we are seeing videos of rising storm surge and high winds posted to social media as we continue to track this very powerful storm. Good morning and welcome in, everybody. I'm Jenny Anchondo alongside meteorologist Laura Bannon.
We want to get right to our team coverage this morning with reporter Omar Jimenez, who is in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Unfortunately, sounds like we do not have Omar right at this moment. But what we do know that right now, we're essentially waiting for landfall, right, Laura?
Essentially, yeah. So you know what? I'm glued to social media right now, and I'm looking at the National Hurricane Center to see if we get any updates. And within the last hour, they said, you know, we're watching the eye wall, and you can certainly see that making it into the landfall part area. So what we're waiting for is the center. So that's actually the strongest part of the storm, and that's when we can say that it'll officially make landfall. But as of right now, I'm sure we are watching this as it inches on closer. We'll have to watch for that update. So I'm glued to social media, and I've got all my chats, my National Weather Service chats that are up as well, and I'll continue to bring you updates throughout the morning as needed. But yes, we are just moments away from this making landfall. We're talking about torrential rain on top of that. We did check in with Omar earlier, and you could see the wind was really beginning to pick up. So I'm anticipating it is going to be a different picture when we do get back to check in with him, just as far as the intensity goes, because this thing is just ever so slowly crawling. So we're going to watch those winds really begin to pick back up. The heavy rainfall amounts on top of that. Some locations have already seen up as much as a foot of rain. Then you want to talk about the winds on top of that, up to 90 miles per hour. Wouldn't be surprising. We already gained some reports in excess of 100. Here's a look at Hurricane Florence as far as our track goes. So we are expecting landfall to happen within the moments now. We do have this now maintaining the Category 1 strength with winds of 90 miles per hour. This storm continues to move off toward the west, and this is a slow mover, and this is something that we have to continue to monitor. When it moves this slow, and given the location of this, it's got all the right juice and the ingredients to really kind of suck up all the moisture and to continue to drop a lot of rainfall. That's going to be the biggest thing. Your flooding, life-threatening storm surge can be expected along the Carolina coast. As it moves off toward the west, that's when we see this wrapping back around, and then it continues to ride along the Appalachian. So this is allowing for that to weaken. It is going to be a tremendously long weekend for the folks that are in the Carolinas. We'll have to monitor this situation over the next several days.
So we talk about this, we talk about we're waiting for landfall, and we're also watching the powerful images like the ones we've been showing you here on the show this morning. I also wanted to show you a timeline of how things deteriorated yesterday and into the night last night, just really to give you an idea of how quickly conditions will continue to worsen as Florence makes landfall at any moment here. 10 a.m., Cape Fear, North Carolina. An American flag struggles to stay together as wind speeds increase. "11 a.m., Todd Willis in Kennel Beach, North Carolina.
This is just the beginning. It hadn't even got here yet, and there's already water bottom parts of people's houses."
5 p.m., flooding in Rodanthe, North Carolina. Whoa. 2 hours later, a TV station evacuated.
We had to get out of the building because of flooding, and we don't know what the game plan is just yet.
Evacuating from the TV station. We're out here getting rained on. We'll get to drive around at some point.
We made it out. We hope you're safe and okay.
God bless.
We're watching businesses right now, and I have to be careful because I'm going to be stepping up on a curb right here. But you can see they've got their boarded up windows, Newbern strong here. We're seeing this across the entire city right now. Unfortunately, we've already been able to see some of that flooding go inside of these businesses in downtown right now.
I can tell you, as this car here, these people are just kind of taking a look at the storm surge. As we're getting hit with another really heavy band of wind here. The rain has lightened up just slightly, but we expect that it's going to come back.
We're seeing some of the hardest rain that we've seen all evening tonight right now. This on top of what they expect is a storm surge of about 11, 12 feet or so. With the tides that come in every 12 hours, they could be looking at something like 18, 19 feet.
We're watching very closely the river, which we're not expecting to crest until Tuesday. So there's a long a couple of days still to come. It's going to be miserable for a number of days for people, and they just got to buckle down and stay where they are and try to get through this as best they can.
And Laura, we've just been getting in some new updates, right?
Absolutely, yes. And so it is that Hurricane Florence has made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane. And so it is officially, and this just came in with a couple of minutes ago, but we were talking about the National Hurricane. I know they're swamped with a lot of information, a lot of people wanting this information as of right now. But yes, we have officially made landfall. This is in North Carolina. And we do see just that eye wall, the eye wall that has been making to landfall. The center of the storm, though, is what we were waiting on. And that's what kind of gave us some time, but it has officially made landfall. We'll continue to monitor this situation throughout the morning.
And here's the thing, I know for everybody watching, okay, this moment that we pinpoint is more important per se to news people and meteorologists. All everybody else needs to know is that this is happening as we speak. We're going to continue to follow it. So stay with us as Laura tracks Hurricane Florence. We also, as we mentioned, has officially made landfall. There are other stories we're following today, which we will get into right now with Shane Allen and our Morning Essentials.
The deal, a deal is in the works for former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort ahead of his upcoming trial on charges of conspiracy and foreign lobbying. Manafort's attorneys spent yesterday in talks with special counsel Robert Mueller's team to come up with a deal, which is expected to be announced this morning. FEMA admitting fault this morning and saying that they left 20,000 pallets of bottled water on a Puerto Rico tarmac to save money. This is an update to a story that we first brought you yesterday. The water was meant for Hurricane Maria survivors from last year. The water was left out in the sun and the heat and is no longer drinkable. Breaking right now, a Fort Worth police officer in the hospital fighting for his life. A robbery suspect is dead. Police say that officers were tracking 3 robbery suspects down when the group tried to flee from police in Fort Worth, Texas. One suspect shot and hit an officer. Another officer shot back, killing one of the suspects. 2 other people were arrested. The woman who gave President Trump's motorcade the bird last year is running for office. Julie Briskman tweeted that she plans to run for local office in Loudoun County, Virginia next year. Now, after that photo of her flipping off Trump's motorcade went viral, she was forced to resign from her job as a marketing executive. And pay attention this morning, if you drive a 2015 Chevrolet GMC pickup truck or SUV or a Cadillac SUV, you need to contact General Motors. More than 1 million trucks and SUVs are being recalled because of issues with a temporary loss of power steering. There have been reports this morning of at least 30 crashes involving that faulty power steering. For now, we'll send it over to Amy and Jenny.
All right, Shane, thanks so much. Well, it's been 5 years since actor Paul Walker died in a car crash. The Fast and Furious star's birthday was earlier this week, and fans honored him by doing dangerous stunts in their cars.
Unfortunately, violence also erupted as a part of this. Video posted to social media shows the crowds doing wheelies and ripping burnouts. Even more disturbing, that video also shows assaults on 2 mall security guards. Those guards apparently were shoved and punched. Their vehicles were damaged. This is wild. Police did eventually arrive, but not before most of the crowd had already taken off. The incident is being investigated as felony vandalism and assault.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Celebratory for someone. All right, well, we have a happy update this morning. Let's transition here. A bear cub rescued from a Northern California fire is back home in the wild. She's right there on your screen. She spent 6 weeks in captivity recovering after suffering 3rd-degree burns on all 4 paws in the car wildfire. Now, rescuers used an unusual technique to heal the burns. They bandaged the bear's paws in tilapia skins, which are rich in collagen. Who knew? California wildlife officials who released the bear says she's moving well and they believe she'll do just fine back in the wild.
Well done. A look at your local weather is just ahead on Morning Dose.